What up, YouTube? This is Denzel297 again, and just with a follow-up video from my last video I did a month ago on breastfeeding awareness for my African American women. I have received some inbox questions, and I just want to touch on them. The first one is sex while breastfeeding. Um, Hands down, to answer your question, sex is now 100% better. Not saying that it wasn't good before, but I think it has have received 4 thumbs up. The other two from me. 4 thumbs up because on a Richter scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, sex is a 20. Only because um, we don't need to use any lubrication. Breastfeeding has the contraction of the uterus during breastfeeding has made sex so much better to the point where your private area is well lubricated. I don't know how. I guess it's the the, the hormones in the brain that's releasing, that's like stimulating, because when you stimulate the vagina walls to kind of like moisten up and lubricate really well, and even with breastfeeding your child, there's hormones, estrogen, and another one that starts with a P. I can't think of it right offhand, but it's the love hormone, as they call it, um, and it releases through the brain, and it gives you like this kind of like this sensation within the stomach area that kind of gives you like these little butterfly feelings, like and it kind of and it's really it's amazing how this happens, and it helps. This hormone brings the bonding process between you and your child, together more, also with the father. And honey, and with the breastfeeding, it relaxes the body, makes you real calm, and things like that. So with that being said, with you giving yourself to your child, and you know, and and it also kind of helps you with your partner to kind of like relax and just chill out and just let your body do its thing and let the juices flow and let the love pour out, and sex is just amazing. So breastfeeding just doesn't help, like I said before, just for you and your child, but also your partner. Hands down, the best. Breastfeeding is a contraceptive the first 6 months, so just be aware, ladies, who the ones that are pregnant. Just know, if you breastfeed your child consistently, on demand, as I said in my first video, on demand, when the child wants to, when it's showing signs, turning the head back and forth in a fast, rapid motion, that's another sign of showing that it's hungry. Fist to the mouth, sucking movements with the tongue, you know, while sleeping, moving the eyes rapidly. These are a few signs of letting you know that your child wants to feed. If you breastfeed your child when the signs, when he cries, whatever the case may be, when she cries, whatever the case may be, look for the signs, ladies. If you breastfeed your child on demand when the child wants to breastfeed, even if you say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna breastfeed you just because something just told me to. If you do it, for the first 6 months full time with no food, no solid food, no water, no formula, breastfeeding is a contraceptive. It will prevent you. I know what you know. I know you know what a contraceptive is. It will prevent you from having children. Some women get it a period years down the line. Some women get it 6 months. I was the one who got mine 6 months. My menstrual 6 months after I had my son, and the reason why it's a contraceptive is because it actually um, space out children for you. So when your child is ready to wean, ladies, not at 6 months, not at 9 months, at 11 months. A child does not wean itself at no 11 months, ladies. I just want to let y'all know that. So all the ladies who say, "Oh, my child weaned itself, it was rejecting my breast," maybe I don't know, but maybe it was something that you might have ate, like maybe a garlic, uh, different herbs. herbal teas, curry. All my Jamaican sisters out there who love that curry, who might be breastfeeding, the child might be like, girl, I don't want that. Oh, that thing too spicy. Might show signs of rejecting the breast and might not want to drink from your breast at that moment. It might You have to be careful with what you eat because it does show up in the breast milk. And that child is with taking that breast milk. And some of the stuff children might not like. And they know that, so they just kind of like fall back a little bit and be like, Mom, let's work this out. Okay, so a child does not wean itself until between 24 months, which is 2 years old, ladies. I know you know this, but and years later, maybe between 3 and 4, biblical times. In the Bible, it says, I don't know, my ladies who into reading the Bible and things like that, but the Bible does say the women did wing their children between 3 and 4 years old. Um, there is a such thing as natural self-winging with the child, naturally letting the child do its own thing. But then there's also a time where some women do wing the children between 2 years old, 2.5 years old, almost 3. But no, there is no such thing as winging the child winging itself at the age of 6 months to 12 months old, 18 months old, whatever the case may be. I don't know. But I don't really think that a child will ring itself because the child doesn't have that type of knowledge at this age to even want to ring itself. So that's why they tell you to, breastfeed your child as long as possible until the child is ready to ring itself, because that gives you enough time to set yourself up, set the child's, where the child mind can actually set itself up to know that, okay, it's time for me to step back a little bit, let me be more independent for myself, and now it's time for another baby. Okay, so that's what that is. I had gotten a question on the latch on with the in latching on, and will your breast lose its shape? Latching on, I had an issue with latching on, like I said in my first video, bleeding nipples and things like that. So what I wanted to let you know, ladies, is that to see if your child has a good latch on in the beginning, an hour after birth, I recommend a woman to put the baby to the breast. And you can also do uh, a self exam on the baby. If the baby is, you can feel the baby's, when you put the finger inside the baby's mouth, and then you can feel the tongue kind of like moving your finger up and down. That baby has caught on to the sucking process. He's catching on, like he or she is catching on. She's got it. So let's put the breast into the mouth. And then, as I tell the ladies too, if you put your tongue up on the roof of your mouth, you can feel this hard palate. The roof of the mouth is really hard. And then if you move your tongue all the way to the back of the mouth, you can feel the softer palate. That's where your nipple should be going. The nipple is like a rubber band. It expands. So once the baby's tongue is actually moving the nipple into he or she's mouth, the tongue is actually moving the nipple all the way to the back, where all you see now is the areola inside or around the baby's mouth. No nipple. Because if that thing hurts you, if that process hurts you, and your nipple starts to bleed, the baby's already sucking on the nipple. We need to take the baby off and relatch the baby back on until you can actually see nothing but a little bit of your areola outside the baby mouth. That lets you know that the latch on is correct. Also, women was asking me about going back to your regular size, um, your regular size body size. So your pre baby size. So what it is that during my pregnancy, I gained exactly 35 pounds. The recommended weight for a woman should be 30 to 35 pounds. The most. The least 30, the most 35. If you gain exactly that amount, you shouldn't have no problem, and you was eating right the whole time. You shouldn't have no problem with losing your baby weight. No problem while breastfeeding. Because breastfeeding, it's It's like exercising while sitting down, not doing anything. You just basically releasing everything that releasing all of that weight into your baby, and that's why the babies be growing up so big and healthy and chunky and big and cute and cuddly and things like that because um because of the fact that if you get your weight on target, and you can be able to lose it with no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you breastfeed your children on demand. I was 153. I dropped down to 116 in 2 weeks. What does that tell you? And this was during breastfeeding. And then 3 days after breastfeeding, my stomach was flat. Okay, so we not okay. So I seen a survey online that was asking if women who were breastfeeding compared to women who were breastfeeding slash formula feeding compared to women who was just formula feeding, which mother actually receives the most sleep at night. I think breastfeeding mothers get ample amount of sleep, even if not more. Because like I said, because breastfeeding releases releases hormones that relaxes the body. So what I'm saying is, women, let's outnumber these women. Let's outnumber these formula feeding women. Let's cheat the system and let's put the babies in the bed with us, and we will get a lot of more sleep if we start to bring the baby within the bed with you in the beginning. I say 1 month after the baby is born, I think that you should start putting the babies in the bed with you. If you're not drinking, smoking, on medication, sleep aids, whatever the case may be, if you're not doing any of that and you're well alert that the baby's there with you and the father's well alert that the baby's there with you, it shouldn't be no reason why that baby can't be in the bed with you. The only thing that baby needs to do at night is turn her head to the breast and drink. You don't have to get up to make no bottles or anything. What's the need of getting up, ladies, when you are the food supply? You are the food supply. Lay there, let that baby do whatever it is that baby needs to do to get its milk out, and go to sleep. The baby would drift off the same way you are, the same way you will, and you will see a drastic change in your sleeping habits, ladies, if you start to put the baby in the bed with you. Sleep with the baby at night. It might be a little hard because I haven't weaned my child out of the bed yet. I put the baby in the bed with me too, and he's about to be 2. I have not weaned my child because he's still nursing at night. So I have not weaned my child from the bed yet, let alone a breast. So he's in the bed with us, and I'm sure when that time comes to wean him to his own bed, it shouldn't be a problem because he's already getting that bed experience. So that shouldn't be a problem. And then the next part is going back to the beginning also. Will the baby actually be glued to you in the beginning? Yes, the baby is going to be glued to you in the beginning. He or she will want to be breastfed 45 to an hour every every 45 minutes to an hour. That baby's is going to want to be breastfed. So if you watch out for the size, there shouldn't be no reason why um um that baby won't be able to be breastfed every 45 minutes to an hour. Yes, you might have to sacrifice your time within the first 1 or 2 months. Yes, you will, but it's going to get easier. The baby's going to start drinking less, and the baby's not going to be drinking as long. So if you breastfeed the baby in the beginning on demand to keep up your milk supply, it shouldn't be no problem. So yes, definitely, like I said before, put the baby in the bed where where you can be able to breastfeed your child and meet her demands and also meet yours, and the baby will be able to sleep maybe for an hour, maybe not that long, 45 minutes. Get 45 minutes, take a shower, get yourself together, pretty yourself up for when the husband comes home, cook a little dinner, grab you some lunch or whatever the case may be, and then grab a little TV time, grab a little self time for yourself, read a book, catch up on some YouTube, my videos, okay, and then get back to whatever you need to do. Handle your business. Let's just do our thing. Our children come first. Yes, it is that they do come first in the first couple of months, but we can do it. Have any questions? Inbox me or comment at the bottom, and I'm here. So peace, love. and let's bring this breastfeeding thing together, and we're going to do it. I'm here, and if you have any questions again, hit me up. Ciao.